Good morning, folks. John Havlicek here with another edition of Common Ground, where we share some common grounds and try to find some common ground. And the topic I'd like to talk about today is healthcare in the context of the government shutdown. I have my health insurance through my employer, like a lot of folks, the majority of folks, but that doesn't cover everybody. And so small business owners, people that are self-employed, people that are unemployed, people that are, maybe underemployed. There's a lot of those folks out there too. They're working at jobs that, maybe are only 20 hours a week and they're stringing 2 or 3 of them together and these jobs don't necessarily provide health insurance. These folks are out on the marketplace. And then you've got a whole pile of folks that are just on Medicare and Medicaid, just kind of in general. Okay. And so this is coming up in the context of the government shutdown because Democrats are holding tight. They're holding firm, Democrat legislators, in particular in the Senate, because a couple months ago with the big, beautiful bill that Republicans passed and Republican president signed, that is going to cut Medicare and Medicaid spending in part through reducing the subsidies that people get out on the insurance marketplace. And these are folks that can't quite afford insurance. They're not getting it through their employer. And so the government subsidizes that a little bit. And I think this is a common ground for all of us because, whether you're on Medicare or Medicaid or the marketplace or like I do, you get your insurance through your employer. We all need health care. And in our country, that means we all need health insurance. And all of us are going to be employer-sponsored health care or at some point on the marketplace or in Medicare and so forth. And so this is a big deal. And, a couple months ago, the Republicans were so hell-bent on passing their big, beautiful bill that they included cuts to, Medicare, Medicaid, and the marketplace subsidies. And now they've got this continuing resolution and so forth. And the Democrats are going, we're not going to sign that unless you rescind your cuts to things like these subsidies. And this is a big deal. It really is because, there are a lot of people that just can't quite do it, can't quite make it, and they need those subsidies. And, I want healthcare for myself or my kids, but I want healthcare for my neighbor down the street. I don't want that guy to not be able to afford to go to the hospital or go see his doctor or get the medication that he needs for really a pretty small amount, right? They're talking about $350 billion, which is a lot of money, okay? But over 10 years, that's $35 billion a year. For a government the size of our federal government, that is chump change, okay? And so just so, let me boil this down. Both sides are saying they don't want to shut down. Both sides are blaming the other side, right? But you and I, we're not sitting at the table. And who do you listen to? Who do you believe? Well, here it is. Republicans, again, and this astounds me, Republican legislators are saying, if you don't give us what we want, this clean continuing resolution, clean bill, which would keep the Medicare and Medicaid cuts, if you don't give us what we want, we are going to enact massive layoffs. We are going to fire thousands of people. We are going to zero out budgets and eliminate thousands, tens of thousands of jobs. So on the Republican side, it's give us what we want, or we're going to hurt more people who aren't even sitting at the bargaining table with us. The Democrats are saying, hey, you guys are trying to do an end around the Affordable Care Act, which was the signature legislation of President Obama, and you've never liked it because like 30 or 40 million people in our country are now able to afford health care. And so we're sticking up for those people. And we're not going to give in on that. So the difference in the discussion coming from these two groups is astounding. Now, they're both going to dress it up and all kinds of other stuff, and they're going to distract and all that. But that's what it boils down to. So you need to contact your legislator and tell them, like, man, healthcare is important. Healthcare is a basic human right. And shutdown or no shutdown, budget bill or no budget bill, we need to keep extending healthcare so that every person, health insurance and healthcare, so that every person in our country can get the care they need. All right, thanks, and hope we found some common ground, and have a good day.